I refer to, like the name of my show, is Our Constitution, Foundations and Principles. Just like you were talking about a foundation of a house. If the foundation is messed up, it doesn't matter what you rebuild over it and you pretty it up and everything else, it's going to crumble underneath you at some point. You're going to have more and more problems. It's the same thing that's happened with us. We've got a foundation that has been shattered. It's been broken. It is now leaking. It is causing shifts that into areas that we don't want to see it go. So we're going to have to rebuild that foundation. But the good thing about a constitution, when it is created by we the people, is that the Constitution is an idea. It is a contract. The analogy that I always use, and you can use a contract or a compact, either one would work. And I've seen debates on both sides. But the way I start off with an analogy, just a simplistic analogy, is this. The Constitution, when we get to this, is just like, I go down and I want to have some work done to my house. I want to have an addition put on there. I say, okay, I'm going to hire you. You've got good references. I think I can trust you. Here are the things that I want you to do. I get very detailed. The more detailed any kind of a contract is, the better it's going to be. So I've got these specific things that I've delegated that you can do. I want you to do to this house to get this done. I've told you the budget that you can use to accomplish it. We set out the timeline. We've done everything that we can to make it sure it's very clear and understandable. You know, what you're responsible for and what I'm responsible for to pay you back. So, once that happens, okay, you put them on there and they start working. Next thing you know, they're overspending. They're buying, materials that you didn't approve. You know, they're going for lesser or cheaper materials than you wanted. They're going through just every kind of thing. So they're bringing on more help so that your costs go up. And they feel like that they got, free reign. Well, if you've got a contract with someone else, you've got an automatic out. Because you say, you've breached the contract and it's over with. Okay? It's over with. You say, goodbye, thank you, I'm not paying you that last payment, whatever it is. You're the one that instituted it, so therefore you are the one that's in control. You let them go. Okay? When you've got a contract in the form of a constitution to create a government, which according to the Declaration of Independence made it very clear, the reason why we create governments is to protect our rights, our life, liberty, property, all of our rights. When we create that, it is very difficult to go in and say, okay, you're all fired, let's clean the slate and let's bring in the new batch. We think that we can do that through the election process. But what if somebody is doing massive damage? Massive damage. They're infringing on all of the itemized list of things that you told them that they can do. You can't wait 2 years. You can't wait 4 years for them to come back up and kick them out. You've got to find a way to put a final check on them. And this is what is not understood, and it's the thing that we're trying to push as fast as we can right now, is that you can change things now. But the biggest difficulty with that is that the conception, what has been taught to us, is completely upside down about our idea of what the structure of government is. I use this on a regular basis, but if you ask the average American, what the form of government would look like, they will say it's a giant pyramid. And we, the people, are at the bottom. We got these successive levels of government up above us that we delegate to, and at the top is the president and the Congress. That is exactly upside down. The founders actually intended, for the first time in history, this is why it was so revolutionary just as an idea, that basically said, we the people are at the top. We have all the weight, we have all the authority, and we delegate limited amounts of that down to each level, starting with wherever you live, then to the county, then to the state, and then to the federal government. So it is completely upside down. But until most people recognize that that is the case, you've got a real problem because you're trying to build from the wrong direction. So I tell them, I want you to build on this side of the house, and they go, oh, I thought you meant that side of the house. They're operating in the total wrong precinct, in effect.